Welcome to the Suli Show.
Natural guy.
Party on.
Baya.
Party on.
Baya.
My bro, what's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here.
So you and I met where?
We met at Party on Baya. To my understanding, you're a great friend of Don Richie. You came through. Don Richie let me know that, yo, my boy's coming to film. Ever since then, I'm like, this guy has a clean heart. This guy's doing amazing work, amazing content. So whenever the boy calls me, I gotta pull up. You know what I mean?
I had no idea that there were that many talent that exists in the city of Toronto. And the fact that you can bring people together like that, I think is one of your biggest talents.
Thank you, bro.
So, question, how do you get people together? What's that skill about you that you normally use that really helps you get people together? Because not only have I seen you doing it at Party on Baya, but you also did it at the open mics, right? I've seen you all throughout your content. You're everywhere, man. What's going on?
I would say like how I get the people together is by, you know, in life there's a need. And there's definitely a need for mental health. There's definitely a need for music. There's definitely a need for artists to have a space to perform. And I've noticed the own struggle I've experienced in my own career trying to make that happen for myself. So I just believe that we're supposed to honor in the way of our ancestors. So a queen like Harriet Tubman, you know what I mean? Like, who opened doors for herself but didn't feel free until she showed the other people how to get through herself as well. So I look at it in that regard, that whatever barrier I can break, I'm gonna break it for my brothers and my sisters as well. Which is why over time people just have to understand this is the place to go when you're looking for those spaces where my heart is pure. I want to create a space for other people to be able to facilitate that space, and me giving you light does not take away any light from me. So, yeah.
You're from Congo?
Yeah, I'm from Congo. Born and raised in Toronto, Canada, specifically in the Jane and Finch area, but my roots are of Congolese descent. I think being African is something that in the beginning a lot of people, you know, insulted us for. You know, you heard the term African booty scratcher, all that crazy stuff. But later on through life, I really learned to see and accept that, yo, like, I was proud to be black way before Black Panther and Wakanda and all that juice, you know what I mean? Like, I was definitely in love with my African culture, and I'm very proud to claim I'm from there.
Is that why you wrote the song Black Skin?
Fell in love with your melanin. Yeah. Dark skin, brown skin, light skin, we all black, so I divide. I envision the world with no division. The darker the berry.
Yeah, you know, the song, it definitely, because it's like,
Tell me about it.
you know, growing up, being dark skinned wasn't a glorious thing. You know, being dark skinned was something that people shamed you for. To the point where, like, a lot of my brothers and sisters, when we were outside in middle school, a lot of us would be avoiding the sun, not knowing that the sun is what your body and your skin needs for proper nutrients. And you know, one day I just kind of realized, I'm like, God made me beautifully the way I am, and I don't need to run away from the sun. I need to embrace the sun because I need sunlight, because I am light. So the song Black Skin, I was just trying to show people that it's like, yo, embrace your skin and don't let nobody tell you different. God gave you that because it's beautiful for you. God gave you the sun so you can smile and, you know, wild out when it comes to you. You know what I mean? Some people literally tan to get darker. Well, some of us are already dark. We don't need to do that. You feel me? So,
Jane and Finch.
Right.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, man. Being raised in the area of Jane and Finch came with a lot of negative stereotypes. You know what I mean? Like, I was definitely never the quote-unquote hood guy. Like, I never was into politics. I never bothered nobody. I'm pretty loose from the hood. I can go anywhere and everywhere. But in the beginning, I was definitely kept sheltered from Jane and Finch. Like, it was just like school and straight home. I didn't get a chance to play at the ball court, soccer, none of that. If I didn't do it at school, that was never going. And I went to school outside the hood. I went to a French school called Monsieur Charbonnet. And, you know, so for me, I started to understand my area when I was like 15. So when I was 15 on the scene, a lot of the politics had already calmed down by then. So I wasn't dealing with much violence, but I was dealing with the fact that there's no recording studio in the hood. There's no programs that really do help artists become artists. And I felt like art was my purpose. So for me personally, growing up in the area, I just dedicated my whole time there to developing my artistry and fighting for programs and things that would help us develop as artists by becoming a pioneer of it myself. So, which is why I'm blessed to have an organization in the hood, to facilitate that purpose.
One thing you mentioned there, which is one thing I really like, which kind of reminded me of myself too when I was growing up, also in the hood, which is stay neutral. How do you stay neutral in the hood, knowing that there's a lot of stuff going around you? There's a lot of stereotypes. When you walk down the street, a certain group of people think of you a certain way based on where you're coming from, but you're not representing that at the same time. Some of your friends might not look at you as being tough enough or being able to handle some of the challenges they're handling. And so balancing that out and staying neutral in the hood and trying to do the best you can while living in the hood. Like how is that? Tell me about it.
Great question. I think, first of all, God allowed me to. And the people in my area also allowed me to, because I don't think I ever tried to. I think I just was myself, and God kept me sheltered and safe for all of those years. And so to me it's like, it's unfortunate that, because some people like myself who aren't into hood politics at all, I lived in Tobermory. Jane Finch Mall is right beside Palisades. So it's kind of messed up that I could go to grab my groceries and I can automatically be in some hood beef because I come from Tobermory. But the way that I've always been able to be free and not be bothered is because I never walked around with that energy that I'm looking to aggress anybody. But I do have to give grace to those innocent bystanders who got caught in the crossfire. I'm just thankful that God allowed me to be safe throughout all those years. So to me, it's like the best way to be neutral is to just walk around with a clean heart. Of course, be aware of your surroundings and be aware of the things that are happening around you, because you don't become an innocent bystander by no reason. You have to be aware of your surroundings as much as possible. But to me, the best way to be neutral in the hood is just be yourself and do you and do what you love and spread your love and spread your kindness and spread your hope. Nobody will ever look to you for anything in that regard if you don't walk around with that energy. But for guys who are, portraying a certain lifestyle that does not speak to them, if it speaks to you, cool, do your thing. For me, even growing up, when I got told, yo, where do you come from? I just said Africa. I just knew like that was the best response to avoid problems. It kind of automatically threw, and I realized, I'm like, you don't own this block. Housing does. If housing says you guys are going to Brampton, shit. So over time, I started to understand, I'm like, you're holding on to this block because you feel blocked in life. You really think you own this piece of property. This is not a mortgage. Like this right here, you can get shipped anytime. So like, over time as a kid, I just grew to understand, I'm like, these men are just, like Jay-Z spoke about, a lot of these men are afraid to be seen. What are you looking at? Oh, you're afraid I'm looking at you. You're afraid I see you. So to me, it's like the concept of being neutral in the hood, and whenever you're being aggressive or wherever you're located, you have to understand you're dealing with somebody who they don't have much. So what they have is trying to hold on to. All that person is trying to do is identify, am I an enemy according to my location? But none of us picked to be in housing. We were all born into it for a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? Especially for the kids, for parents, you know what I mean? So to me, the best way to be neutral is to just be knowledgeable. But definitely, I like to say that to just help us understand we don't own the hood. And by being an aggressor in the hood, you're not giving to the hood, you're taking away from the hood. So your attempt to protect